So Prashant, it is a pleasure to have you with us on the show today.
Thank you, Premjit. Glad to be here. Let's get right into it.
Excellent. So let's begin with where every digital transformation truly starts with clarity. So imagine if you're a CFO or a CIO managing multiple systems, spreadsheets, and disconnected workflows. You know you have outgrown your legacy tools, but the ERP landscape feels overwhelming. Prashant, from your experience, when a company begins evaluating ERP options like Dynamics 365 Business Central or Finance and Supply Chain, uh, what is the right starting point, based on your experience, and what should leaders focus on before they even start comparing features or partners?
That's an excellent place to start, Premjit. The best first step isn't the software, to be honest. It's the business.
Mm-hmm.
So you begin with a business process analysis at the beginning. So you identify the current workflows, the
Mm-hmm.
pain point, and where do you want it to go in the next 3 to 5 years. So this sets the foundation.
Exactly.
It is after that, then you assess the risks. So are your operations growing in complexity? You have multiple legal entities or let's say is multi-currency or global compliance in your view. So the
Right.
research shows that organizations with simpler structures often move to business central,
Okay.
whereas those multi-entity and global operations lean more to the finance and supply chain side of things. So evaluating the process complexity and the potential future growth needs that's the thing that sets you on the right track before you compare the systems.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Thanks for that, Prashant. And Prashant, many business leaders, often when we're discussing about, this specifically with them, they tell us that both Microsoft ERP system, Business Central, and Finance and Supply Chain, both are there. So what's the difference really? For example, if I am a growing manufacturer or distributor, how do I know which one suits my scale and needs? And is it fair to think of Business Central as just a lighter version and finance and supply chain, uh, or is there more nuance to it?
Good question. And yes, definitely there's more nuance. D365 Business Central is often designed for a small to mid-sized business that offers cost-effective deployment and simpler operations.
Okay.
Now, coming to D365 Finance and Supply Chain, it caters to a larger enterprise, especially those that are global, like mentioned
Mm-hmm.
before, that are managing many entities. It has large transaction volumes and needing advanced supply chain and financial capabilities. So basically, it's not simply lighter versus heavier. It's about the business profile, the basically the number of
Right.
transactions, the user count, legal entities, the complexity of operations, etc. So if you have a high complexity, multi-region or heavy manufacturing, finance and supply chain may be a good fit. If you are
Okay.
leaner, regionally focused, and need faster time to value, Business Central might be the right choice in that scenario.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. So, Prashant, now let's talk about the budget and timelines. So, two factor that often, makes or breaks an ERP project. So, when leaders compare Business Central versus finance and supply chain, how should they realistically assess cost, complexity, and time to value? And another question is, what's behind the wide range in pricing and implementation duration that we often see?
Sure. The numbers vary widely because of the scope and customizations and third-party extensions, all those things. Now,
Right.
for example, let's say an industry data shows typical implementation cost ranges between, let's say, Business Central would go from $50,000 all the way to around
Mm.
$340,000.
Mm-hmm.
The finance and supply chain would go, let's say, from 800,000 USD to around one plus million USD.
Okay.
So has similarly the timelines would look like Business Central would look like 2 to 6 months, while the finance and supply chain would look like 8 to 12 months or more, depending on the complexity.
Right.
The key cost drivers include number of users, the number of legal entities, and all those nuances, including integrations and third-party extensions, etc. So a right budget estimate must align with the business complexity, not just the license costs.
Okay, okay, okay. Okay, so Prashant, let's discuss about the users licensing and support. So once a company goes live, that's when the real journey begins: adoption, support, and scale. From a practical standpoint, say a business is scaling from 50 to 500 users. How should they approach the licensing model, the user tiers, and ongoing support for each system? And what are some of the common, post go live mistakes organizations make, and can they how can a strong partner strategy prevent this pitfalls?
Great question. Basically, licensing and support are often underestimated, usually. Now, with
Right.
Business Central, if you're looking at a range of users from 1 to 500 or 500 plus, with
Hmm.
simpler support needs and often outsourced to an implementation partner in that scenario. Now,
Right.
coming to finance and supply chain, you typically have 100 plus users, more complex support needs. You likely have an LCS, Lifecycle Services Administrator, and an in-house SMEs plus the partner support. Now, there are some common mistakes as well. Now, which includes inadequate training, ignoring the change management, underestimating the integrations, and not budgeting for ongoing support.
Right.
So, choosing a partner who offers a long-term managed services is key to avoiding these pitfalls.
Yeah, makes sense. Prashant, now let's talk about the process of choosing or selecting a partner. So choosing the ERP system is one thing. Choosing the right partner is what makes or breaks a project. So from your experience, Prashant, what should organizations look for when they are selecting an ERP partner? Should they prioritize technical expertise, industry experience, all or cultural alignment? And how does Brightpoint Infotech approach this when working with client across different industries and geographies?
Sure. A strong ERP partner brings a combination of various things.
Mm,
The industry specific experience is critical, it's the main one. And also, you want someone who understands your business sector,
mm,
for example, manufacturing or retail or services, etc. You also need a proven technical expertise in the chosen ERP system. Cultural fit matters, obviously. The partner needs to be aligned to your goals, governance style, and roadmap. At Brightpoint, we begin with a discovery first approach. So
mm-hmm.
we assess your business, validating your fit for the business, if you're fit for business central or finance or supply chain,
Right.
ensuring your architecture supports the scalability that you're looking for and security and innovation as well. So we stay with you post the go live through optimizations and managed services. So it's not just the implementation portion.
Okay. Okay. Prashant, now let's discuss about cloud versus on-prem. So before we conclude our discussion, we need to also discuss about this. So many organizations ask, should we go on-premise or fully cloud? From your real-world perspective, what are the advantages of cloud-based ERP today? And are there still scenarios where on-premises make sense? What are your thoughts on this?
Cloud has become the default for many good reasons. It
Mm,
includes scalability, cost efficiency, faster innovations, better integrations, and remote access.
right.
Both BC and finance and supply chain are now cloud-first solutions.
Correct.
On-premise makes sense in rare cases, extremely regulated industries, for example, legacy integrations that cannot currently be migrated, or let's say where a hybrid model is required. But for most organizations looking to scale or innovate and stay agile, I think cloud is the way forward.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, Prashant. Cloud is the way forward. And Prashant, this has been a incredible discussion with you. Thank you for taking time out for this. And before we wrap up, for business leaders who feel pulled between both systems, aren't they're not sure about which path to choose. What's your final advice? How can they make a confident decision without overcomplicating things?
I'd advise they start with a readiness or a discovery assessment, as we said before. So basically, map your current state, define your future business model,
Hmm.
and determine your complexity level and the transaction volume.
Right.
It is after that then you evaluate both the ERP options in the light of business goals, the
Right.
return on investment and the scalability and the support model. The right ERP is the one that aligns with your business, not necessarily the one with more features.
All right. Thank you, Prashant. And this is a great takeaway, Prashant. It's not about which ERP is better, but which one best matches your business and growth strategy. So thanks, Prashant, for sharing your expertise with us today. And to all our listeners, if you are exploring which Dynamics 365 ERP solution fits your business, you can visit brightpointinfotech.com or connect with us on LinkedIn by email, and we would be happy to connect with you and help you in your digital transformation journey. And until next time, this is Premjit Singh and Prashanth Kannoth signing off. Thank you for your time once again, Prashant. Thank you.